Hey guys, today we're going to show you the essential vocabulary and phrases needed when eating out at restaurants. Let's get into it. So we all love going to restaurants with our friends, but it can be a little more stressful if you don't speak English very well. So in this lesson, we're going to take you step by step through the whole process. Now, the first thing you need to do before you even get to the restaurant is make a reservation. We also call this booking a table. So to make a reservation, you would call them up on the phone beforehand and you would probably say, "Hello, I'd like to book a table, please." At which point they will ask you, what day and time would you like the table booking for? So you can give them the date and time. You would say, it will be on Friday at 6 p.m. That's when I want to eat, Friday at 6 p.m. And it's useful to tell them how many people you will be eating with. So the table is for 2 people. It will be a romantic meal for 2. However, if they are fully booked, they may tell you so. Sorry, we're fully booked at 6 p.m. So you could ask, okay, do you have room at 7 p.m? Is there space available at 7 p.m? They would say, yes. Can I have your surname and phone number, please? That's often a requirement for booking a table here in England. You would need to provide some information, your surname and a contact number, so that the restaurant can contact you if any problems arise. So you provide them with your surname, your phone number, and then your table is booked. So there you are. You have given the restaurant all of the important information: the date, the time of the reservation, how many people will be seated at the table, and what name the table is booked under. Now, when you arrive at the restaurant, if you have already reserved a table, you can approach the member of staff that greets you and you can let them know that you have a table reserved. To do this, you would say, "Hello, I have a reservation under the name Smith at 7 p.m. So in this case, Smith is your surname, the name that the table is booked under, and the reservation is at 7 p.m. Now, if you are a little less organised and like to live life on the wild side, you may not have reserved a table in advance, in which case you would need to ask for one now. So you would say, "Hello, could I have a table for 2, please?" Now, if there are no tables available immediately, you may be asked to wait in the bar area until one becomes available. Eventually, though, you will be taken to your table. And now that you are sitting comfortably at your table, how can you order your meal? Well, usually a waiter will approach your table and he may give you a menu to look at. The menu is the list of available foods that you can order. And after a few minutes, the waiter will usually return and take, first of all, your drinks order, what you want to drink. To order a drink, you can simply say, "Can I have a Diet Coke, please?" Or, "I'd like a Diet Coke, please. I'd like a coffee, please." One thing to be aware of is that in England, if you order water to drink, you will probably be charged for it. However, if you order tap water, as in water from the tap, then that will be free of charge. Now, if you are having a nice romantic meal in a posh restaurant, you may want to order some wine. Restaurants will usually have a wine list that you can look through to make your selection. The wine list will give you brief descriptions of the available wines. Some restaurants will have a trained sommelier who is an expert in wine, so it's always useful to ask them for their recommendations. So you can say, "What wine do you recommend?" Once you have your drinks, the waiter will return to take your food orders. Now here are some common things you may hear. The waiter may say, "Would you like to hear the specials?" This means, would you like the waiter to list all of the special dishes that are not listed on the menu? So these are meals that cannot normally be ordered, but for that day only, you can order them. If you would like to find out what is on the special menu, but the waiter hasn't offered to list them, then you can ask him, "Please can you tell me today's specials?" Please can you tell me today's specials? Now, when you've looked through the menu and you've chosen the food that you want to eat, you can simply say to the waiter, "I'd like to order," and then list whatever dish you fancy. So here's an example. For the starter, I'd like to order the soup of the day, please. I'd also like the fish and chips with a side of onion rings. And for dessert, could I have the chocolate cake, please? Now, if you are ordering a steak, the waiter may ask how you would like it to be cooked. Now, the usual options are rare, which means it's very pink in the middle. You could ask for it to be medium rare, which is a little less pink in the middle. Medium, that is, well, it's medium. And well done means that there is no pink in the middle and it will probably taste like shoe leather. Now let's see an example of this conversation in progress. "Hey, welcome to Bob's Steakhouse. What would you like to order?" "Hello there. Could I have the mixed grill, please?" "Certainly. And how would you like the steak?" Could I have it medium rare?" "Right, and would you like any side dishes with that?" "Oh yes, could I have some onion rings as well, please?" Brilliant, thank you very much. So you'll notice that the waiter asked if they wanted any side dishes. Other terms for these are sundries or extras. These are additional small plates of food that can often be shared. Things like fries, onion rings, garlic bread, naans, etc. Now, during your meal, the waiter may approach your table and ask you if everything is okay with your meal. So if you're happy with your meal, then you can say yes. However, if there is something wrong with your meal, you can use this opportunity to tell them. If you want to complain about your meal, you can speak to a waiter and tell them the problem. For example, you might say, "Hello there, my food is cold." Or perhaps, "Sorry sir, this is not what I ordered. I ordered fried rice, not boiled." Or perhaps, "I've been waiting 45 minutes for my meal. Can you please have a look in the kitchen and see what's taking so long?" Now, I would always recommend being polite when complaining in a restaurant. Unless, of course, you want someone to spit in your food, in which case be as rude as you like. Now, since being polite is so important in restaurants, let's spend a few moments considering how to use modal verbs to make our sentences sound more polite. For example, many people ask for the check by raising their hands, clicking their fingers and saying, "Check please." Now this is very rude. We can use modal verbs, however, to turn that rude demand, that rude sentence, into a polite one by changing the demand into a question. So a polite way to ask for the check would be to smile at the waiter as he passes and say, "Hello there, could I have the check please?" "Hello, could I have the check please?" The word could is a modal verb that has been used to make it a polite request rather than a rude demand. For more information on modal verbs, make sure that you check out our article that's linked in the description below. Now, when your check does arrive, it's customary to leave a tip for the waiter. In some countries, it is considered very rude if you do not leave a tip. So in countries like the United States, you would usually leave a 20 to 25% tip. This means you will pay the bill and then you will give an extra 25% as a tip. In other countries though, the waiters do not rely on tips to make a living, so the amount that you would leave as a tip may vary. So there you go, you now know some of the basic phrases for dining out. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you did, then make sure you hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. I'll see you in the next one.